What's going on, YouTube? Got another knife review here for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Brian Fellhoelter. This is the compact Dauntless that was made for triple Aught design. You can see the three folders as well as the TAD logo right there on the blade. And there you've got, I think that's a TAD logo for the pivot. I'm not positive on that one. But Brian Fellhoelter, obviously a custom maker. That was, I think, highly sought after maybe a couple of years ago. I think Brian, I mean, he's obviously still making knives, but has done a lot more, I feel like, recently with his Kickstarter campaigns, whether it's the tie bolt pen or the new pencil or the new light, flashlight that's been coming out. So he's been doing a lot of that bolt action stuff on a CNC machine through those Kickstarter campaigns. This is a knife though that debuted in, actually it's been out for a while, but this one is from his 2014 run of knives, of releases from Triple Aught Design. You know, and the Dauntless, I mean, the Dauntless is a style or knife design that I just absolutely love. When I first learned about the Dauntless, I thought it was the most amazing design, whether it was the Hinder design or the Strider design. Later on, just getting into more and more custom makers, you know, the George, Les George version, or the Kirby Lambert version, and I mean, it's J.W. Smith. There's so many different versions out there now, and each one is just absolutely incredible. But the mini Dauntless is, well, obviously, or the compact Dauntless is just that. You know, it's just a smaller version of the Dauntless. Here you got a production Dauntless that I tried to make it look a little bit more like a Cybert, with this Cybert clip from the Benchmade 755 MPR. So shout out to Trevor Gencrade, who showed that to me. I did post this on my Instagram recently. But you see the difference between pretty much a standard Dauntless size, which is about a 3.5 inch blade, or this one is a 3.4 inch blade, versus the compact Dauntless, which is a sub 3 inch blade. So it's 2.94 inches. The actual cutting length is about 2.43 inches. Given that the design of Brian's Dauntlesses are this one-piece G10, I'm not sure if they had carbon fiber or not, but this one-piece G10, which is very reminiscent of a Strider design. You know, this is just the way that he designs a lot of his knives here. You know, just in a way of size comparison, you've got it here against the Kingdom Armory Mid-Tech Mini Samaritan. Here's a Tom Crine Alpha, which is somewhat larger. It seems a lot larger, but it's actually just because the handle is actually a little bit longer. You know, but the actual blade length is about the same. Again, you got the Dauntless there, and then there's a large Sebenza 21, and then a small Sebenza, which I'll put a little bit closer, just to give you a feel, because it's a little bit more of a familiar knife with people, you know, just for that size comparison. I mean, this is a knife that just, you basically drop in your pocket and it absolutely disappears. Tiny. At the same time, you know, my hands are medium. They're kind of skinny, but, you know, probably medium in length or so. But I can get a full 4 fingers, and if you do decide to choke up on that choil right there, extremely comfortable, and you can get a full 4-finger grip on this knife. You know, so you can imagine a knife that's under 3 ounces, 2.8 ounces, that's easy to flip out and easy to choke up on. Really gives you a lot of good cutting control and all those things, and just, again, disappears in your pocket. Something that's pretty cool about, you know, this design as well, or, you know, especially Brian Fellhoelter's, at least a lot of knives that I've seen, his FLG is not quite like that. You know, you got the screws that come out here and then they tap all the way through. But a lot of other knives that I've seen from Fellhoelter, maybe it's just a Dauntless. This one's the same thing. You've got blind taps here on the lock side, and so there's no screws that come out here, which is kind of nice. Just cleans up the overall aesthetics of the knife, and then the pocket clip as well. So it's different again from this FLG where it taps all the way through and you see all the screws there, which I mean for me doesn't necessarily detract from the overall look of the knife, but you know, this one, given that the screws are tapped inside and it just screws in through the frame, you know, just again just kind of cleans up the aesthetics a little bit. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think this one came in olive drab G10 as well as the black G10 with that dark stonewash blade. You know, Fellhoelter's compact Dauntless also, I mean, his knife swedge, I feel like goes a little bit deeper, and so it's got more of a sharper tip, I guess, than the regular Dauntless does. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, I think Brian Fellhoelter's work is awesome. Whether it's the FLG, whether if it's the FNO, the compact Dauntless, his full-size Dauntless has always been one that's been on my radar. And of course, the FTR with the Jeremy Horton collaboration is always one that's highly sought after. But I don't know. I don't know what else there is to say. Just a really, really cool small knife. I mean, if you guys are big small Sebenza fans, this is going to be right up your alley in terms of, you know, the knife size and whatnot. It is a little bit thicker, so that's one thing to note. You know, if you compare it to, you know, again, this is a knife that's so small, and yet it has quite a thick butt, you know, compared to the width of a Sebenza or say this Kingdom Armory. You know, they're definitely a lot thinner. So even though it does disappear in the pockets, you're gonna, I mean, I guess you kind of feel that little chunk right there on the side of your pocket, but it's nothing that's like overly distracting or anything like that. So yeah, overall, I mean, I'm a big fan of Triple Aught Design, even though I haven't heard as much from them recently, ever since Patrick Ma left. But I mean, given that the Dauntless design is theirs, I'm assuming. I mean, I know Patrick Ma came up with it, but I'm not sure if licensing rights belong to them. Don't quote me on any of that stuff. But you know, overall, when I see more and more knives come out from their website, I'm always turned on to any Dauntless that comes out, no matter the size or the designer or whoever. So anyway, brief take on the Triple Aught Design, Brian Fellhoelter collaboration, compact Dauntless. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.